Hi, this week we're going to continue to work on MS Word. We're going to look at today a brief overview of templates with content controls, placeholder text. We're also going to look at how to insert a line break, how to change the margins in your document, how to customize theme fonts, how to create and or modify a style, and how to format text as a hyperlink. The first thing I want to look at with you is how to change your document margins. To change your document margins, we're going to go to your Page Layout tab. We're going to click on the drop-down option for margins. We're going to say we would like to customize our margins. And at this point, I'm going to say that I want 1/2 inch margins. So I hit 0.5 tab, and I can continue to tab as I change the different margins for the file. And if you notice, I made a mistake, so I have to go back, and I'm just going to delete that extra period that I typed. And right away, notice how narrow my margins are because of how I just changed them. The next thing I want to look at with you is how to use a template. So if we click on our File tab, and we're going to click on New, you're going to notice that a bunch of preset templates is going to show. It can be overwhelming to try to see which is the one that we're looking for. I happen to know that we're going to look at the basic resume template, which is right here. If that template didn't come up for you, you would want to come up here and you would want to type the word resume and go ahead and hit search, and it would search for that template for you. I'm going to click on the basic resume template, and next I'm going to go ahead and click on create. You're going to notice when it comes in, if you have information already saved to your computer, it's going to put some information in for you. With mine right now, it happened to put in my name because my name is registered as the user at this time. If I had my street address and the rest of my information, it would also have put information in for me. Now, if you look, there's placeholders that are set, and when you're going to use a placeholder, all you're going to do is click. It's going to highlight the text for you, and you're going to type to find a job or whatever your text is that you want to put in that placeholder. The other thing that you're going to notice, if you come down here a little bit, when you think about experience, education, references, those are things that you probably have more than one of. So what that's going to do is those are going to come with what's called a content control. And if I click on one of those options, you're going to notice that it shows me it's a content control. And very easily, I can click this little button over here to add a content control, and it will automatically create a content control for me so that I can enter more information. That's one of the things that you're going to look at. The other thing that you can look at is how do you put in what's called a line break. And a line break is different than word wrap. If we look here, we'll see that word wrap, when it comes to the end of a line, it automatically wraps for us until it gets to the end of the paragraph. And then it will, when it's at the end of the paragraph, you would hit enter for a paragraph. When you're working with a line break, I'm going to switch back over to my other file. If I want to put in a line break, what I'm going to do is hit my Shift and my Enter key. And I want to show you using my Hide Show button how that is going to look different. If you look right here, do you see the symbol for the paragraph break and the difference symbol for a line break? So that's one of the things you want to look at when you're inserting a line break. The next thing you can do is looking at fonts. We know if you go to your Design tab that you have options of different themes you can use, a different color scheme, document. An option that you look at sometimes is maybe you want to change the fonts that your document is going to work with, a theme fonts. You have an option by clicking the drop down that you'll be able to go and customize your fonts. By clicking the drop, you're going to have that option. You'll also notice that we also have our different styles that we've looked at before, option of being able to go and change your styles. Right here is your option to customize fonts. When that opens, you would go ahead and change what you want your heading font to be, what you want your body font to be, and you would go ahead and give your new theme fonts a name. And you'll notice if you go back to your fonts drop-down option, custom, you're going to see the style that you just created, which right here is Resume 1. I made one earlier tonight, so you can see I have 2 customize fonts for my files that I'm working with. To create and modify a style, that was customize font sets. To create and modify a style, if you go to your Home tab where you have your different styles, you have an option that is going to let you create a style. And sometimes it's easy to create a style based on one that's already there. One of the options you have would be that you can modify it. And one of the first things you want to do, so you make sure that you're not going to redo one of your styles that you already have, is go ahead and modify it. And the first thing you should do is give your style a new name so that you don't replace the style that's currently there. Then you would go and choose the different options that you want to change. Most often it's going to be your fonts or your paragraph settings. And maybe you just want to change the color and the size for this particular style. Make sure that once again that you have changed the name of it reflective of what you want the style to do, and then you would go ahead and you'll notice that you now have a new style. If you want to create a hyperlink, you can go ahead and select the text that you want. One of the easiest things to do is right click on it and go ahead and click hyperlink. And now what's the address that you want it to link to? I'm going to say that I want it to go to Google. So all I'm going to do is type in google.com and say OK. And you're going to notice that I now have a hyperlink, and it tells you that you can control click, and that will bring you to the internet and open the file that you said to open as a hyperlink. If it doesn't work for you, one of the things you might have noticed, you might have to edit if you typed in the wrong name for the hyperlink, delete it and create a mine. See that it's down here for me to go ahead and say that I really did want that to open. It might not automatically pop on. So that's just a brief review of what we're working on. Have a great week.